OSU alumni Luke and Holly Barrón, along with their 4 sons, were named America's Kindest Family by Parents Magazine in 2021. Spend a few minutes with them and you'll understand why. In 2022, Holly was honored as an outstanding alumni by the College of Education and Human Sciences for her work with their foundation, Keaton's Kindness. Founded by their forever 8-year-old, its mission is simple: to be kind to others, caring, compassionate, and courageous, something they exemplify every day.
No, he's over here.
Keaton is probably the most genuine person I've probably ever met. The strength that he lived every day with is just amazing.
It is such a privilege that we got to be his parents, even though it was really hard. We would do it again in a heartbeat. Like, for one more second with him, we would go through everything we went through again.
When Keaton was 2.5, an infected finger prompted his parents to see a doctor.
That was probably the 4th or 5th trip to the doctor. It was just a lot of little things. His belly was distended, and people were like, oh, you know, little boys get chubby before they grow. And, you know, you could kind of explain away all those things. And so no one in a million years thought that it would have been leukemia.
What was your reaction when they said it was cancer?
Like, the world stopped. I got a call from Holly. She had to hand the phone over to the physician, and she just told me that I had, it's time to get back. You need to come home right now. You need to meet them at the hospital.
And then from there, it was just a whirlwind. They immediately took him to ICU, and the doctor said, we don't really have time to explain what's going on. And I said, well, I wouldn't understand it anyway, so just do what you need to do.
The doctors told us that the white blood cells were higher than they'd ever seen, and they were surprised that he was conscious. As scary as it was also a very comforting moment too, to be like, okay, if he can handle it, he can be okay, then I definitely need to be.
We never, I tell people this all the time, in a million years thought he wouldn't beat it. Even when he relapsed, even when, things were not looking good, we did not for a second think that he was not going to come out of it. Like, the fact that we're sitting here talking is still insane to me, because we just knew that he was going to beat it.
April, May, June, July.
Keaton spent the next 5.5 years in and out of the hospital. In January of 2018, he was admitted with a fever. During that stay, the K Club was formed.
And so he was in the hospital with the flu, actually feeling pretty good. And our friend came by and said, Keaton, we should start a club. And so they, for an hour and a half, came up with this kindness club, and it was going to cost $1. And Keaton said that money would go to charity.
They thought of everything, the official colors, official mascot, lunchtime, snack, clubhouse.
I say that the K Club is, I think it's God's gift and Keaton's gift to us as a family, because the way that it started was so just natural, and then it just continued to grow.
Keaton died on May 11th, 2018. He was 8 years old. 2 months later, the K Club became Keaton's Kindness, an official nonprofit organization.
God had a plan. This is how we can still fight for and work for Keaton, by spreading kindness, and with a special emphasis on pediatric cancer kids and their families. And if we can make their lives even just a little bit easier on their journey, then we felt compelled to do so.
What are the types of projects and community work that you do with the K Club?
Our favorite project is Keaton's Lego project, and so every month we take the biggest and best Lego sets that Lego makes up to the hospital, and we set up like 50 to 60 Lego sets, and the kids get to come in and pick a Lego set to keep.
Or when you're out at dinner, and when you see a family and you tell the waitress, hey, bring me their check when they're done, and let me take care of it.
And then another big part is that we are really passionate about childhood cancer research. Obviously, ultimately looking for a cure, but in the meantime, trying to get as many treatments as possible and the best doctors possible locally, so that children don't have to leave their families for treatment.
Since inception, Keaton's Kindness has raised over $850,000 to help pediatric cancer patients and research. More importantly, it has continued Keaton's mission of being kind to others and a role model for his brothers.
They're great kids. Again, even though he's not here, Keaton plays a big part of that, and they're able to see that through the K Club and how people talk about the K Club and talk about Keaton.
We want to teach them about their brother and what an amazing kid he was, but then instill this legacy that we're going to do things for other people and we're going to go out of our way to be kind, in the hopes that it will eventually find a cure for cancer and bring people back, to a world that is nice to each other.